world. I'm Nick Bonner for TreeStuff.com. I've got Cale Royer here, and we've got Lindsey Purcell. Lindsey, Cale, how are you guys?
Hey guys.
Doing great, Nick.
Cale, we've got an exciting agenda today, but we're also live to Instagram for the first time. I want to hear from people watching on Instagram. How does it look? How does it sound? Let us know in the comments. Cale, why don't you talk us through the agenda, and then we'll say hi to Lindsey.
Of course. So we're going to talk with our good buddy Lindsey a little bit. Really interested to see what he says about some things, including prescriptive pruning, which has been the new big kick on teaching people the right way to actually prune trees. We're going to teach Nick about that because he didn't go to the webinar, Nick. We're going to talk about tree use certification courses that we have.
I was working somewhere else, Cale.
Oh, okay.
Excuses.
We're going to do a little bit of product talk. I believe Nick has some cool new gear sitting around. We have some challengers. If you haven't been watching or listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and stuff like that, Nick is challenging people to footlock races across the entire eastern side of the United States.
I love this.
Yeah,
I'm no longer the undisputed champion because I have been disputed, but I haven't been beaten yet. So I am undefeated.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're gonna see this Saturday, but we'll talk about a little bit more about that later. Lindsey, how's it going?
Good. It's great. If it's any better, I couldn't stand it.
Yeah,
no, really, it's.
So big welcome to the show, Lindsey.
Thank you.
You've been a personality on the TreeStuff channel for quite some time. You've done a lot of education with us, a lot of different things. Tell our audience who you are and why you're on our show today.
Well, I'm officially a tree evangelist by trade. First, thanks to Nick, Cale. You guys have been great partners in my career. Appreciate all you've done, and it's just great working with you guys. You got a top-notch organization there. But and I'm sure there's a lot of people there that agree with that. But
thank you.
No, I've retired from teaching at Purdue and took on my new role as a tree evangelist. Now, mainly it's consulting, doing a lot of training and education, teaching tree risk assessment around the country, and my own educational programs to arborists and working with businesses around the country for their improving their efficiencies in some of their arboricultural practices. But also I took couple of years to write a book, which is not for the faint at heart, I will say. That was a emotional, physical, mental challenge that can be daunting at times. But it was, as my wife calls it, it's a labor of love, and it's gotten a lot of good accolades.
Yeah. This is Lindsey's book right here. We're going to have this on the website soon. You'll be able to get this at treestuff.com. And we're going to talk a little bit about this. But Lindsey, you mentioned really briefly that you taught at Purdue. Tell us about that. How long were you there, and how did you get into that?
Well, I was city forester in Indianapolis for several years, and of course graduated from Purdue. And then my former colleague there, I just happened to go to his going away party and his retirement party, and he said, "Hey, how would you like to come and teach at Purdue?" I'm like, never really thought about it, but it sounds pretty fun. And so he said, "Well, you should apply." So I applied, and I think there was 103 applicants for that position, and a grueling 2-day interview, and I ended up being there for 14 years, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it tremendously.
How many students do you think you had in 14 years?
At Purdue, oh, well, I also taught 8 years at Vincennes University as well. So I got 22 years teaching undergraduate students, and best I can tell, right around 3,000 students.
Wow.
Over the years.
That's incredible. And did most of those people go on to become field arborists? Are they forestry workers? Did they become salespeople, business owners? Where do you think most of those men and women ended
All
up?
the above. I'm very proud of all the students that I've had. One of the things that I love about being a teacher is you stand in that gap between their personal goals and their end game, getting them to that level. And that's
Yeah.
really a privilege for me to be able to do that. And most all of my students have achieved great career success. And you've been doing it a long time when you start seeing their kids
coming through.
Yeah.
coming into your classes. So
That's a really
it's interesting.
interesting way to frame it, that you stand in that gap. And, a bad teacher can be a wall, and a good
Yeah.
teacher is a bridge, right?
Right.
And that's really interesting way to think about it visually, right? That you're in that gap, and like they can't get across it by themselves, or maybe they could, but it'd be harder, right? You could either be a bridge or a wall.
Yeah, just give them a hand up and give them the resources needed to get where they need to go.
So you've been teaching ISA pruning standards and other forestry and arboricultural science-based approaches all these years.
Uh-oh. His internet went out again.
Well, geez. Let's talk about what Lindsey has been doing. Lindsey is a board certified master arborist and actually taught the TreeU certified arborist program, which Kale is going to show us right now. The certified arborist program, if you're not a certified arborist, you should be. It's the best way to make more money as an arborist. And this program has a money back guarantee. If you don't pass the test, you get your money back. Lindsey gets money from this every time it sells, which is great. And this is, gosh, I mean, probably the best educational product out there, with exception of maybe, like book-based resources like Lindsey's new book. I also want to I showed this on a previous episode of the show, but this is the Tree Pruning, a Worldwide Photo Guide. I think that this is the most interesting and valuable book about trees that ever existed. If there's like one book that as a tree trimmer you should get, it's this book. And what's really cool is that Shigo took all these different branches and cut them open and shows you what is happening inside of the codet, right? Or in this case, inside of a codominant stem. And there's a bunch of really cool examples in here. Let me see if I can find one. Yeah, like here's another example of where he's harvested wounded wood and is showing you cross sections of what the codet looks like at different stages of the wound. But there are some more deliberate experiments in here.
Which is really cool because that is something that he had to, 20 years to show.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
The before and the after, and illustrates how the different fibers grab onto each other, and so.
Yeah, so here, this is really cool. These are really deliberate experiments, and you can see that he cut one side of this tree correctly or incorrectly here, and another side correctly, and now he is going to show and detail how that affects the codominant or the codet, right? Compartmentalization of decay in trees. It's really interesting. What this for me did as a trimmer, right? I was a trimmer when I first got this book, is it opened my eyes to the impact of the types of cuts that I was doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't making nice cuts, right? I was making tears and like leaving stubs and scalping things. And it was whatever, right? I mean, it's just a tree. I certainly had no idea what it was going to do to the tree or the long-term effect. And, hearing it from other guys sometimes was like, yeah, whatever. But seeing it in this book, The Worldwide Photo Guide to Pruning, really helped me connect it. Lindsey, you have this book, right?
Yes.
Do you think there's a better resource for arborists than this book? I think this is the best educational resource ever.
On pruning?
Yeah, on pruning. I'm not saying there aren't more
Uh,
complete or exhaustive resources, but like if I'm giving a guy a book, like I give people books for free sometimes, when they do something nice or like they say something nice about the company, like I give them this book.
I
Like, read this.
oh well, first I give 'em my book.
Your book.
No,
That's why you don't sell
actually
any
the
books, because you're giving your book away. I tell them they got to buy your book, Lindsay.
actually the pruning Bible and the Godfather of pruning is Ed Gilman. And the third edition of the Illustrated Guide to Pruning is probably the go-to book that's current, and which led to the prescriptive pruning um, program that we're working on now.
I'm
Sorry
So
for
gonna have
that
to
leave
figure
of
out that book.
absence.
Have that book on the store, so I'm gonna get that one too, Lindsay. Is that from Waveland?
Yeah,
Gilman's book?
no, Sin Gauge.
Singage. Maybe you could send me the title of that.
Yeah, I'll send you that.
so
Yeah.
what is this prescriptive pruning program? How is it different
Oh my gosh,
from
you
just
talk.
the regular idea of pruning?
Yeah.
Yeah, you talk about a game changer, man. Ed Gilman and I have been friends for a long time and had the privilege to work with him on several projects. And he started this prescriptive pruning um, program and asked me to help on preparing that, writing it. I was on the writing committee with the Florida chapter group, great group of talented individuals. And what it is, and I joke about it, it's basically a new love language for pruning. What happens, and I was a sales arborist and worked with crews from pre-academic life. And one of the things that frustrated me the most was I would I would sell a job or create a job, pruning job, and then go back and tell the crews, go do this. Here's what I wanted done. And then I always go back and check with the client, customer, and say, hey, things come out the way that you wanted. So yeah, you guys were great and everything. And I look at them like, that's not what I wanted. And I'm thinking, man, all these years, I'm just, you're doing charades, you're pointing, whatever you can do. And all of a sudden this came up, and after pruning all these years, I'm thinking, man, I got this. There's nothing left on for me to learn. And again, was I humbled tremendously in the fact that this is that prescriptive way to build that communication gap between the sales arborist, which is the prescriber, and the production crew, which is the producer. And it's very simple language, but it's consistent and it really, really makes a difference. I've been working with companies around the country on this, and they're like, oh, not only a game changer, but more efficient, more effective, less labor intense. And you're taking a hell of a lot less off the tree than you normally would have.
Yeah, it's it's more of it's a great way of teaching so that everybody kind of understands what you're talking about and simplifies everything, which is nice. We did, or you did. I didn't. I was just there, but the prescriptive pruning webinar, which
Mhm.
was, when was that? That was 3 weeks ago. You did a full hour, 50 minutes on it. It was great. We had actually not a lot of questions, which is an amazing thing when you're talking about something this important, because that means that like it's that clear for people to understand. The questions that we did have were really good and really helped clarify things. So that's an hour and 50 minutes on prescriptive pruning, with like demonstrations and everything that Lindsay did. You can find that on our YouTube channel as well as on our Facebook channel. Forever. There is also, if you are looking to get CEUs for your ISA certification, after you watch that and you learn, you can also get some CEUs by taking the tests there. So, I mean, you've done, how many webinars have you done with us now?
Oh, at
Oh
least
gosh.
6 or 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot. Everything
So
from
Lindsay,
soil health and up to just looking at rate my prune submissions and talking about,
Those are fun.
yeah.
Lindsay, I'm sorry, my phone blew up there a second ago. My daughter's out from school today, but talk me through. So prescriptive pruning. I'm a tree trimmer. I've been in the business for 4 years, right? I work for a mid-sized company. How do I interact with prescriptive pruning, right? How does it affect me as the worker, and how do I utilize it? How do I access it? What is it? What do I do with it?
Yeah, great question. I was about to go there, Nick. You read my mind. Well, you typically when we go give a pruning job, we're like, we talk about clearance, clearing any infrastructure conflicts or reducing the crown in order to make it more durable or resilient during storms and things like that. But um, do you really know what I'm talking about? It's the standards talk about 20 to 30%, but really that's meaningless. So if I said, Nick, we've got this overextended branch that's got a weak attachment here at the trunk, so we want to make that a little stronger. So it's just like any cantilevered beam. We either shorten it so we can hold more, or we put supports under it. So we can't put support under a branch. So I'll say, Nick, take about 6 or 8 feet off of that branch so it'll actually strengthen that branch attachment, rather than me saying, Nick, I don't know, take 20 or 30% off. Which sounds more descriptive or prescriptive
Six
there?
feet.
Yeah, so I
Shorten
mean,
it 6 feet, because am I taking 20% of the brush, the wood, the volume, the length? I never understood that, and it always
exactly.
just seemed like kind of like double talk. Yeah, I'm with
Yeah, yeah. And we can even say, our if we wanted another prescriptive way of saying it, instead of taking 6 to 8 feet off to a proper lateral, I'll say, make a 3-inch cut to a proper lateral. And that can be a little challenging for guys up in the tree, because I've written prescriptions for myself and gone up in the tree and done it. And I'm like, this looks a lot different. So, but we have metrics right here. This is 3 inches, this is 5 inches. And if I say make a 3-inch cut, I'll just slide my finger along that branch till I get to a lateral at 3 inches. I'm like, there's where it's at. Boom, mic drop. It's that easy.
I should grab a ruler.
Everybody's
Look
sitting
at
there
that.
going, is that really?
5 inches. Five
Yeah,
inches on the dot, Lindsay. And then would you say 3 inches? You were right. 3 inches to
yeah.
the first knuckle and 5 inches to the thumb. Is that everybody on the chat? Pull out. You guys all have rulers right next to you too, right?
I've just got a note
So,
card.
and measure, this for me, I got little hands. So from the end of my thumb to the end of my pinky's 9 inches. So I don't even need a D tape. I can get
You
up
have
there and
little
do the old
hands, and it's nine
yeah.
inches because it's 9 inches for me, and I don't think I have little
Is it?
hands.
All right. Well, maybe they're not so bad. So, but yeah, we got these built-in metrics where we can actually do that. And
Let me actually
that
really
really
make
makes things easier.
inches. Uh, he's doing the rock and roll sign there.
Uh,
So Lindsay, I'm a business owner, and I want to learn more about prescriptive pruning. And I want my sales guys to start using it. I need the book. Where do I get the guide? What do I need? Where are the
well,
guidelines? Where's the ANSI for this coming?
Well, there's a lot of stuff in my book on that, but the main resource there is the prescription pruning manual, which is available only from the Florida ISA chapter. This is a Florida state credential. Um, I'm hoping it'll be an international credential, because for those of you who have been involved with tree risk assessment, that started out in the Northwest chapter and was just a chapter credential as well. And it soon became an international credential. But the Florida chapter, get on the Florida ISA website, you can get more information on that. We're teaching classes around the country now. There's 5 instructors that teach this, including Ed Gilman and myself, and some other friends and colleagues of mine from Florida. So
If I want to learn about it for my tree crew, can I how many people do I need to field one of these classes? Can I do it for 5 guys, 10 guys?
well, I do myself. I'll do private trainings on this, where we actually go out and do some pruning as well.
Awesome.
And I've done it anywhere from 5 guys to 30 guys for bigger companies around the country.
Okay. And so Florida ISA, I can Google that pretty easily. Florida ISA chapter website. I want to get in touch with you, Lindsey. What's the best way to do that?
Just Urban Tree Guy at Gmail, or you get on my website.
urbantreeguy@gmail.com.
Yeah,
Or check out your website, which is, say the URL for me.
LP Consulting Group.
lpconsulting.com.
LP Consulting Group.
lpconsultinggroup.com. It's another way to
Yeah.
check out Lindsey. Lindsey, the certified arborist class that you did with us, we talked about it when your internet went out a little bit. Congratulations, man. Through that class, you've taught like 4,000 people to get their certified arborist or something crazy like that. It is the most commercially and educationally successful product ever in the arborist space. And I think you should hold your head high. You can tell people that you are responsible for more people being certified than any single living organism, right? Yeah, no, seriously. You're the real deal. And so many men and women have gotten their certifications. They're making more money because of it. I think the program is really well priced, $150. And I was just down in at the Charlotte comp, and I was asking people, like, what's the biggest value of being certified? And do you know what they told me? What everybody told me? It's always the same answer.
I'll bet it wasn't money.
It wasn't money. No, it was the people that they met. It was the community of other certified arborists. It was the fact that to be a certified arborist, they had to maintain CEUs, which got them out to events, and that they made friends, and that those friends and those colleagues became like a network of business connections. And Nick Markley told me, he's like, I've climbed from Hawaii to Fiji to Florida to Maine, all because of my certified arborist, right? Because I went to trade shows and sat in classes and introduced myself to people, and then they hired me, right? Because they met me throughout my credentials. So
Nick's an instructor for PPQ as well.
See, look at that. It's so full circle. But and he just became a board certified master arborist, which is wild. There's a
it's
video
great to see people join the club for either certified arborist or BCMA, because, man, that's what separates you from the herd. I mean, that's what gives you those professionals, that street cred.
There's some videos on my YouTube channel, like my personal YouTube channel, of me and Nick Markley doing rope swings in a river, like maybe 20 years ago. And just totally risking our lives, like pulling ourselves up and then just dropping straight towards the ground on this pendulum. We're like grabbing rocks off the ground as we swing past, and like trailing our hands in the river. Really fun. That's
cool.
Stuff. So yeah, look, if you're not a certified arborist, you should become one. If you are a certified arborist, I want to ask you today, when are you going to become a board certified master arborist, right?
Yeah.
Take the leap. Lindsey, do you help people with BCMA study?
Yeah. Two things I wanted to say there, Nick. With the certified arborist, when they take that course, one of the things that I do, and people take advantage of it, is reach out to me directly on Messenger. I mean, if there's some issues, I'll ask the questions, because there is nothing.
There is nothing that Lindsey can't help you figure out, right? He is by far the world's greatest arborist educator. We are so privileged to know him and have him on the team. That's how we think of Lindsey, as like a team member. Definitely check his class out. Cale, next on our agenda, we wanted to talk a little bit about some product. I have some new rigging blocks, so we're not going to spin the wheel today. But I did want to talk about these rigging blocks from Harkin. They are pretty sweet. I'm not going to lie to you. There's two of them. They're both right here. They both have a single side 25 kN MBS, or a 50 kN axle to axle load, right? So you think 50 kN like this. What I really like about these is that they have an impact working load limit of 8,000 pounds. That's very clearly labeled here. They also have an MBS of 50,000 pounds, which is 222 kN. This is fully CE marked. And what's really cool about these is the way that they open. So you see, you push this little button and it just is going to slide right open. And then to close it, Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then to close it, it's closed and it's good to go there. So you can see again, to open it, you just push this to the side. Sorry, my like eyes and my finger are reversed. So you just push this to the side and in, and then the block is going to open this way. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
let me look at it and I'll show you that it's actually easy. And I'm not trying to do it in reverse. But so there's that. This is the Harken Apex Lim-O, like limbo or limo. And it is a standard rigging block for all intents and purposes with a very nice and sweet gate opening.
That is pretty cool. Are there different sizes or is it just the one?
It's just the one size. It's rated for a 3/4 inch rope in the running sheave here.
Okay.
The other version is the Apex Lim-O Lock. Any guesses on what it does, Kale?
Ooh.
Besides open in the same kind of fancy way.
I bet you it locks somehow.
These are cool. You notice this is captive on both models. So there's no like, none of the parts are moving. So all you literally have to do like from any orientation is just close it and it's going to close. Lindsey, we moved on to talk about gear. We're talking about the Apex rigging blocks from Harken. I showed the Limo, and now I'm showing the Limo Lock. And what's cool about this is it's got this little button here. This is a metal button, and it's got a plastic kind of sleeve around it. I opened this up and looked at the inside. The internal workings are all metal. So there's no like plastic that's affecting this. This is just kind of to make this like a little bit bigger. But you slide this to the side and you'll see it's now showing unlocked versus locked. And when it's unlocked, your lower sheave is going to spin like normal, right? And when it's locked, which again requires a button press and a slide, it's going to lock that sheave. So that's going to allow you to have friction at the top, right, from the steel, or not have friction from the rotating sheave. So this is a pretty interesting idea. Certainly a lot of different applications where you might want to add a little friction up at the top. But overall, I think these blocks are a really nice package, and certainly Harken is going to take the claim of the easiest opening and closing full strength rigging block.
That looks easy.
I hate that. I hate the clicking sound. I know it's probably pretty loud for our audience, but
that's not bad.
It really does open and close pretty sweet. Kale, did you want to look at some of the other rigging blocks that we sell?
Sure, we can do that.
We can talk about the Knots blocks are great value. The DMM blocks are awesome. The ISC blocks are very high quality and an old standby. Maybe we could just look at a few of those.
Rigging, blocks and pulleys.
Lindsey, what kind of block do you like? You're probably an ISC block guy, huh?
Yeah, that was what I was basically taught on. So
have you bought a block since ISC made those like cast aluminum, like coated blocks though? Probably not, huh?
Yeah, I doubt it.
Kale, can you show us the new ISC blocks?
Yeah. Yeah. This is what you're talking about here.
These are the new news. This is like new snazziness. Lindsey never saw these. But that's a testament to how long a rigging block lasts. I still have the first rigging blocks that I bought, and they're a little scratched up, but they're as good as the day I got them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're essentially indestructible. You only need more or some. I mean, you can break them. They are breakable. If you swing one, like if you put it on the end of an eye-sling and swing it against concrete, it'll break. I know because I did that. I did that for a video once. Yeah, these are the real new news. The R200 series. These things look like something that the Terminator TX like 1000 would use. They're like liquid metal. Really nice stuff.
They have an odd little opening thing here, right? There's a little button underneath the wheel that you use.
So it's like a safety pin to stop the wheel. So most blocks are either going to be like a screw shut or a spring pin, we call it, right? So the spring pin will have a pin like this, and there's a spring opposing it. You oppose that spring, bring it like this and turn it, and then it's going to go back through and it's going to let like a notch out. Yeah, like that one, and allow that to open, right? So you oppose the spring, turn, and it opens.
Yeah.
The screw locks are arguably more secure and more of a pain in the ass, right? You've got to like screw them shut. I have had about 5 or 6 blocks come across my desk as failures over my career, maybe 10. In every case, it was a screw block, and in every case, there was evidence that it had not been screwed shut, right? Nobody wants to hear that. Everybody that tells you the block failed is sure they did it correctly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was not what I determined in most of those cases. We always take care of that customer, try to make sure they're happy. But I will say I've never had a spring block come across as broken. And I think that's because they are more reliably shut. I see the same advantage with something like this, right? If it's closed, it's closed. So that said, never had a DMM impact block come back. DMM doesn't make the cheapest stuff. They don't always make the longest lasting stuff, but they do make the nicest stuff. And if you take care of it, it'll last forever. There's no doubt about that. Love the DMM impact blocks. The bigger one of these has a running hole through the sheave.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Super cool.
Large impact
so you can actually like tie a static rigging line through the sheave there, or you can run like a butt control line, Lindsey, through that sheave while you're using the rigging block, which is really neat.
Nice application.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that takes us through our product talk. Lindsey, you're welcome to stay on through the end of the show if you want. We're going to talk a little bit about the challengers in Connecticut. These guys are going down. I'm going to smoke them like tires after a Formula One race. Let me tell you.
Good luck. Good luck. Well, thanks for having me on the show here. And man, if anybody has any questions about PPQ or just getting certified, reach out. Happy to chat with them. Love hearing from everybody.
Yeah, do me a favor. Google FiOS, Lindsey.
BIOS?
FiOS, FiOS, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, you need some FiOS in your life, my man. Thanks so much for being on the show, okay?
See you guys.
Lindsey.
Thanks, bye. Jake and Val, these guys from Connecticut, they're rule breakers. I want to be clear, okay? The challenge was against 2 people that worked at the same company. Jake and Val don't work for the same company. That's Jake. He's a stud. Yeah, that's Val. Also a stud, unfortunately for me.
You're in
Who
for
knows what's going to happen? I'm taller than both these guys. I got to be like 2 feet taller than Jake. He's not the biggest guy in the world. And I got to be at least 30 or 40 pounds lighter than Val. So, you know, and look, I'm really well rested sitting at a desk all day, Kale.
That is true.
What does the audience think? Does the audience think I can beat these guys? Let's do this. Can you find the foot locking form from
Ooh, let's see.
From where were we last?
TCI?
Yeah,
Let's
TCI.
Let's see. TCI party foot locking. Let's see if we can get that.
Okay, tell me here, move Jake's just beautiful face out of the. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
So tell me, what was Val's time? Val competed, right? I have a picture of him competing. So
let's see. It doesn't like GCI Party 2025 footlocking results. I don't have Val in here.
what was Josh's time?
Jake what? Conley?
No.
No?
Jake's last name is.
I should be able to tell you your time was 7.9 seconds.
But what was Val's time? Because Val competed.
I'm not finding Val in here anywhere. Right? TCI Party 2025.
St. Louis. Val, did you compete against us in St. Louis? Val Brito, Brito, and Jake Slade. Yeah, that's what I thought. Jake Slade. Do we have a Jake Slade on our footlocking times? Let's see if we can benchmark these guys. This is it. We've got the data on all you guys. We know how fast you footlock. Or big footlock. You better watch out for big footlock.
I don't have either.
So these guys haven't even competed against me.
Apparently,
they didn't. All right. Okay. Well, here's the deal. I'm going to drive down to Connecticut. It's 3 hours away. Saturday morning. I'm going to drive down. We're going to videotape the whole thing. And Jake Slade and Val Brito and me are going to compete. And if both Jake and Val can beat me, I'm going to give them each $500 to spend at the store. If neither of them can beat me, I'm going to give them both a high five and I'm leaving. If only one of them can beat me, I'm still just giving them a high five and leaving. But I'm only giving the guy that beat me a high five in that case, probably. Or maybe the guy that didn't beat me. Kale.
I believe you did also offer to buy them lunch.
I will buy them lunch. We're giving away Christmas ornaments right now. Can you show the Christmas ornament for people? If you're not able to see it, Kale designed a really nice custom pressed and custom die cut enamel ornament. It's really nice. It's got like a little three-dimensional ridge on it, and you can get it free with any order right now with the coupon code ornament, or you can buy one for $15. But you'll also get a little discount on your order if you use the coupon ornament, which is a nice deal. So yeah, I think it's really nice. It's a sleigh. It's being pulled by a chipper. I have one on my Christmas tree, and you could have one on yours too.
Mm-hmm. Jason, yes, I know it's not pint glasses. Jason's in here going, you guys need more pint glasses.
Yeah, let's do a pint glass. Let's do a pint glass for summer.
Okay. Summer pint glass.
Summer pint glass. It's got to come in a box.
Summer pint glass for you.
Got to be in a box.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely got to be in a box.
It has to be in a box.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to give away
Jake,
money?
Val, I'll see you guys this weekend. If you are listening and you want to challenge me to a footlock race, we've got more gift cards, and I don't mind losing. I also love to win, and I have a feeling I can beat most of you guys or most of your companies in footlocking. If you've got two people that you think can footlock faster than me, email live@treestuff.com for your chance to win $1,000 to spend at treestuff.com. I'd love to come see you. Kale, talk us through an opportunity to win some money simply by clacking on your keys.
Alrighty, so you said you wanted it hard this time.
I didn't say that.
We got a toughie on us. If you go to treestuff.com/win,
you're showing the ornament. There we go.
It's going to give you this here. So, what we do?
That is not a real rope.
That is not a real rope. It is two ropes. In fact, let's get this out of my face. This each week is a website that we update where you can try to figure out what the piece of gear here in this picture is, and put in your email, your name, what your guess is, and then on our show we pick 3 people, or sometimes Nick picks 9 people, or just tells everybody to just everyone in the world gets a gift card. But so good luck with this one. This one this week is 2 ropes stacked on top of each other, right? Picture of one rope and another rope on top of each other.
And
the one on
one
top
of those ropes is Samson Dinosaur.
Yeah. And so you need to figure out what the other one is. So
I got to compare it to Dinosaur and do like a differential to figure out what the pattern is. Then I got to find that pattern in one of the existing ropes.
Yeah. So
easy.
Good luck. This one
easy
from last week.
All your crane slings.
It was a little harder. Was not crane slings. We had a lot of people thinking it was Drenoline. The TCI Pocket Guide kind of made sense. It was, in fact, marking tape.
Ooh, that's a deep cut.
Yeah, it was
nice
definitely not too hard because we did have 4 people actually get it. So Leon, Vincent, Adam, Josh, all got it correct. So
Let's see if your little button works this
let's see if my
time.
little button works. Running script 4 and 2. Okay, so he wins. He wins, and then the other one's a 10. That's too high. At 2 and 6. Nope. Next number in the range. Next number in the range. Give me 3.
A 1.
So we've got Adam, Daniel, and Leon are all going to win $100.
Congratulations.
So congratulations to them. This could be you.
It could be you.
This week you have 7 days, unless you're listening on the podcast, then you only have until next Wednesday to figure out what this is.
Can we try to get a caller? I'm looking for a business owner. Somebody with less than 4 or less employees. I want to talk to you about your holiday plans, and I will give you a reward for your employees if you call in and talk to us right now. I will give you something to give to your employees. Call and tell us about what you're doing for the holidays. 833-498-7337. If you're not a business owner and you work for a small business like I described, call us and I'll give you something to hand out to everybody, and you can be nicer than your boss. How's that sound?
Ooh.
First person through on the phone lines. I'd love to hear about what your guys' holiday schedules are like. Are you working on Christmas? Did you take all of next week off? Are you off for the entirety of December? Are you off until February? What are you guys doing? Let's hear it.
833-498-7337. And as long as I set everything back up correctly after doing a full system reset on my computer this week, you should be able to call and talk to us. 833-498-7337.
I am going to do kind of like a staycation for Christmas, Kill. So my family's all like, where are you coming here? Are you coming there? I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. So we're just going to stay home. Anya has strep throat, which kind of sucks.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'm hoping she feels better.
Ooh, that's rough.
That Avi doesn't get it. Because if he gets it this week, it'll be really kind of nasty next week, I think.
The whole preschool seems like they're coming down with things. So hopefully we're able to dodge it this year.
There's a problem with schools, right? Sickness.
Just absolute cesspool of just children just coughing on each other and snotting on each other all the time.
Not gonna beg people to call us, so I guess we'll close the show. But we will not be here next week. It's a Merry Christmas to y'all.
Yeah.
We will.
You should be
We're
back.
gonna be here the week after that.
No, that's the 31st. January
so we will
7th.
be back on January 7th, and we have a very exciting guest. It's going to be Craig Bachman. Craig is one of the most accomplished chainsaw trainers in the United States. And he is also a really good business consultant. So he has been working with other business owners on how to train their people and set up safety programs, and is really just a very high quality educator and an inspiration to me as an entrepreneur and as a safety professional. Really excited to have Craig on the show. After Craig, we have coming up further in January on the 11th. I have an opening if you'd like to be on the show on the 11th. Love to have you. Oh, no, that's February 11th. We will be in Washington on the 14th, Kale. You're going to be hosting the show. And I think I'm going to join remotely. Yeah, I think that's how we'll do it. And then on the 21st of January, we are going to have Jack and JB from camp. That's going to be a blast. Those guys are so much fun. And we'll be talking about everything that camp has for sale. So that'll be exciting. Probably talk a little bit about our trip to Permana and maybe show some of the video content that we built with like the engineers and the safety teams there.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. That was a great trip. Nick, I have a caller.
Oh, great. I was just about to end the show. Hello, caller.
Hold on. He's not on yet. All right. Hello, caller.
Hello. How you guys doing?
Is that Jason Dudek?
Yes, it is.
How are you, Jason? What are you guys doing for Christmas? You giving your people some time off?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the weather's been pretty crappy here, so we've taken the last 2 weeks off, snow and ice, and then just really cold temps and stuff. So, getting back at it tomorrow, hopefully.
Oh, that's good stuff. So are you gonna work? What days are you working next week, Jason?
Probably just Monday and Tuesday. So maybe Tuesday's even an iffy one right now. We'll see. My guys don't mind taking some time off, and
do you give them a paid day for Christmas?
oh yeah, definitely, all paid holidays and stuff. So
that's very nice.
Yeah, no, we take care of them. You know, they all got some gifts and stuff from when we were down at TCIA, but we'll get them some more stuff too. So
I tell you what,
Very
I would
good.
love to work
Jason?
for Jason Dudek.
Well, he's not hiring, right? We talked about that.
That is true.
Jason, how many people you got working for you now?
3, and then my wife and myself. So
3 and your wife and yourself. Kale will send you something out later this week to a nice thank you for each of your team members. Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you much, guys. You guys have always been super awesome to me. Never any complaints. So,
well, you're super awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate you always listening. Yeah, whenever I think of you, I can't help but think of that time that you helped save those people in an airplane.
Oh yeah,
remember? An airplane crashed into a tree, and Jason helped save them. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Jason?
Oh yeah, just what is that? 3-4 years ago now that I got a phone call at 10:30 at night and ended up having to go out to a rescue that ended up being 3 people in an airplane, 90 to 95 feet up in an oak tree that was probably 300-400 yards back in the woods and stuff. So rescue personnel didn't have any options on how to get back there and how to get access to it and stuff. Luckily, a friend of mine was one of the EMTs, and he's like, "Hey, I know a tree guy that could probably help." And me going there just thinking I'm just giving it advice, and then turns out that I end up leading the rescue and stuff. So it's a pretty cool experience.
We need like a spoof song that's like, if you crashed your plane into a tree, who you gonna call? Do that tree. Right? Like the Ghostbusters theme.
I love it.
The pictures are crazy from that.
Into a tree. Who you gonna call? Do that. Jason, it's been great to hear from you. Kale will send you out some Christmas ornaments and maybe some t-shirts or something. Say thank you for your team this year.
And maybe some socks for my daughter.
Do we have socks, Kale? We didn't do socks yet. Kale's been bothering me about socks for so long. Maybe we'll do some socks next year. We're gonna do a pint glass, Jason. We're gonna send you some ornaments.
That would be awesome.
Look at that airplane.
I still have all 4 of my I have multiples of them, but I still use all 4 of the previous pint glasses you guys came out with, and I absolutely love them.
Oh yeah, I keep them all right here too.
Yep.
Look at this one. Yep. This is the climb stuff one.
Oh yeah, the climb stuff one was really cool.
This is my favorite.
What? I don't know if I have a climb stuff one.
Whoa!
I don't have one either. What do you know?
I know I do have Sterling ones as well. Sterling came out with some nice ones years back.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think that was why we did it. Was because Sterling was doing it.
It could be. I saw, or maybe they didn't even bring him to the Arborist convention. They took him to a firefighting thing, and I had to call up and be like, "Dude, why are you guys hating on the Arborist?"
She's like, "I'm the guy that rescues people from planes that crash in trees." Just in case you didn't know. Jason, I'm going to mention that rescue to my friend Matt, who runs Rescue Direct. Maybe he'll reach out to you and do like a little thing on it or something. That'd be fun.
I'd love to. I'd love to. Be more than happy to. I like all their stuff and stuff. So, I watch all of his little videos and clips and stuff like that. So,
that's cool.
Great.
Well, buddy, it was great to hear from you. I hope that everybody listening.
You guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
You too.
Yeah,
man.
thanks so much, Jason.
Yep.
Same holiday wishes
right.
to everybody that's listening. Thanks for watching and supporting our show as we've launched it and grew it in 2025. Kale and I are really excited for 2026. We've got a bunch of really fun guests lined up, some changes, maybe some new programming. So yeah, the show is going to continue to grow. We're going to do our best to be here every Wednesday. And yeah, thanks for sticking with us. And we hope that you have a really nice holiday and a really happy new year, and keep your crews and everybody really healthy.
Yeah. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.